What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode, another show. We continue our pride, our proudness during Pride. How is everyone? How's my best girlfriend doing, Melanie?
Um, I'm good. I can't complain. Life is
Good.
good.
Life is life
Life
in.
is lifing, but we're good.
Listen, this weekend we were both pretty quiet. We were both pretty quiet at this past weekend. In New York,
Yeah.
there was a lot going on. We have Brooklyn Pride because I guess every borough has a pride. But I'm sorry,
Oh,
I
was
can't
it?
make it to every pride in every borough. There was the Puerto Rican Day Parade as well. There was a
Mhm.
lot going on. And Sunday, we kind of flirted with the idea of maybe going out. I know there was invitations left and right for me to like do different things, but I
Yeah,
did nothing. Nothing,
me
nothing,
neither.
nothing.
You know what I did? I watched a recap of like previous seasons of Summer House. I didn't feel like going out, and I saw so many videos of like people at the parade. We need to talk about this offline because I got tea. But I saw videos of people at the parade, and then I saw like fights breaking out, gangs, I guess, were like getting arrested left and right. I was like, I want no parts. I am too old for that. Mm.
Listen, people don't get that when you get not everyone, but when you get to a certain age, just certain things, vibes, energies, places you don't want to be around
Amen. Yeah.
yourself. You know what I mean? So it's like, ugh. But anyways, we have a great show today. Last week we had an amazing show. We haven't had a long show like that in so long.
Yeah.
Um, we had special guest, comedian, actress Byron Barbie. That was a great show. So definitely tune in if you missed it because we really got into so many things from like sharing locations to the Ozempic talk. We got into a lot of good conversations that we've been meaning to talk about. But this week we are continuing the streak because we have back for his second appearance on the show, solo this time, the host of Go Get the Belt and Don't Get Me Started. Let's welcome Marlin back to the show. How are you, Marlin?
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
Hi
Come on with
there.
fanfare. That was cute.
I,
Yes.
I was going to do the
Right.
Wendy Williams. I missed that. I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
What about Remember This from Rick Lake?
Oh
Oh
my
my.
god.
Oh.
We're aging ourselves right
Oh.
now.
Let's show my
Stop.
age. Let's show our
Dating. Dating ourselves. Oh my God. That's crazy.
How are
We're going
you?
to
Welcome
go.
back to the show. How you been?
I've been good, man. How y'all been doing?
Good.
Bad.
Good.
Have you soloed today? We're gonna talk about your solo endeavors going on. But since the last time we've seen you, what's been going on? What's been in the life of Marlon?
Oh my God. So much. So much. I've done a lot of traveling with my fiance. We did a grand tour starting of like the winter of 2023 all the way up until March. We have best friends that have birthdays that are lined up from December all the way until like end of March, early April.
Damn.
So December we were in Paris. Then we ended up in, oh my God, where was that? Paris and then Miami.
Mhm.
And then at the end of March, we ended up in Bali for our last friend's birthday.
Ooh,
I
boy.
want to go to Bali so
A
bad. Do
Yeah,
you
yeah,
recommend it?
highly. Bali is definitely a really awesome place to visit. Visually beautiful, aesthetically, it's a beautiful place to be. The people are very nice, very friendly, very warm.
Mhm.
Um, I wouldn't consider it like the turn up place to be.
No,
Like you
it's
can
more rest
party and
and
have a good
relaxation.
time,
Yeah.
right? But it's like rest, relaxation, doing the excursions, going to see the temples, stuff like that. The only thing, child, is
What?
that flight. That flight, ooh baby.
How long is the flight? Because I can't even. I complain about Vegas.
Oh
And
well,
that's
baby, if you're gonna go to Bali, then I need you to like summon all of the ancestors to get ready for that. It's 23 hours.
A
Woo!
whole
Wait,
day.
they are like
23 literally. So we took Qatar Airways. We
Ooh.
had one layover that was probably like 30 to 45 minutes long.
Where?
Okay.
But that flight, in actually in Qatar. So we laid over there for like 35, 40 minutes
Mm.
and then on to the next flight. But yes, 23 hours in all. It is no punk. Like passing all of those time zones at once is
Mm.
crazy. Because like when you get on the plane, they have all of the blinds shut because if you leave them open, you're gonna be confused. Like you're gonna be up and down, like sunlight, dark, sunlight, dark. So they like monitor it with their lighting while
Mhm.
you're on the plane. It's crazy. I personally do not like extended flights. I'm like you, Melanie. I can't do it because
Yeah, I
after a
can't be
while,
sitting in one space for too long, and then like, yeah, you can walk around and stuff, but I don't know. I need different scenery.
yeah, you know what? And I thought the same thing, but I actually did really, really good. The flight going there was much easier than I thought it was going to be. And then it kind of helped that we left like at midnight.
Hmm.
Mm.
So it was already kind of like your body was already really relaxed with them having the blinds and stuff closed. You felt like it was time for bed anyway. So it was like kind of like you go to sleep and then you wake up. They serve you all the food, all the meals. So you eat, you can get up,
Yeah,
you can walk around. The entertainment is great. They got lots of movies and stuff you can watch. You make it happen. But that flight back, baby, the flight back was longer than the flight there. The flight back was like 26, 27 hours.
oh no,
It was nuts. It was
no
nuts, but it
man.
was worth it. And then the flight is the most expensive thing. But when you get there, like the dollar goes crazy over there. So you live like royalty while you're there.
Really?
Listen, if
Yes.
Bali has been a place from just traveling and seeing all the pictures, through airports. It's been a place I've been wanting to. A coworker of mine yesterday was actually saying, help me out for my birthday. Well, her birthday is next. She's an Aquarius, so she's planning already ahead. And she's like, help me out. And I suggested Bali. Crazy enough, I suggested Bali. I had another friend who was just there, and I was looking at his stories. I've been wanting to go to Bali. And the fact that you said Bali, it's one of my top places to go. But it's
Beautiful.
flight length. Me and my partner have talked about it too, and it's like, is that length? Is that flight?
I think that's a place though. Correct me if I'm wrong, Marlon, but like, isn't that like Bali is more so for, you know how they say Virginia is for lovers? It's more for couples, right? And you're going there for like honeymoon vibes and stuff.
You could if that's what you wanted to do. But there was a big group of us. We got an Airbnb together and we made it happen. We found some day clubs that we went to. We went to one called
Yeah,
Sundays, which was like very laid back, very chill.
it's giving
And
Nikki Beach from Miami,
right.
but like
And
not
then we went
ratchet.
to another one that was turned up. Like it was given club scene. The food was amazing. Drinks were flowing. People were partying. You get people from
All
everywhere
over.
over there. Yeah.
Let me go find a
Yeah.
man over there.
Listen, go ahead. Because if they over there, they got some money because they paid for that flight to get over there. So
It's crazy
that's a
that we're
good place to
talking about
look.
you traveling because last episode when we had our friend Barbie on, we were talking about like I could talk about this all day. Traveling with people, like you can't just choose
No,
anybody to travel with.
no, absolutely not. And Bali is one of those trips you don't, I mean, let's be real. You can't travel with everybody because everybody, one wrong person kills the vibe completely.
True.
Completely. So you got to travel with people with like minds, people that have the same energy that you do, that like to do the things that you do,
Mhm.
and that you genuinely get along with. Because listen, you take the wrong person on a trip and it don't work out, it could mess up a whole friendship.
23 hours? Shit.
Yeah.
With a person that you don't want to deal with? Hell
No.
no.
Mm-mm.
Do you have to like did you find a lot of the activities were like water based, like you gotta swim and stuff?
Um.
Because I'm not a swimmer.
Neither am I.
Okay,
So,
good.
but no. You definitely have lots of activities that you can do that don't involve water. Although there's an abundance of water there,
Mhm.
but there's lots of stuff that you can do that don't involve water at all.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I wanted to obviously I wanted to ask you because we're celebrating Pride Month, yes. But another thing that we're celebrating also, and again, I can't say this enough here on this podcast, and we've been big advocates of mental health, and it's Men's Mental Health Month.
Mhm.
And something that's not talked about that much, or maybe
Right.
celebrated like Women's Month this month, or Black History Month. But it's something that, me, someone as an advocate for mental health, I want to talk to. I'll talk period about, and you being here, I wanted to get your take on men's mental health and what it means to you, and how the world is trying to have an awareness month about it and stuff, or what more we can do, and the stigma. Like, what's your thoughts on all that? Because it's very complex, and with us men, people don't think so much about it. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
So what's your
Yeah.
thoughts on that?
I mean, you saying that in and of itself expresses why having a men's mental health month is so important. Simply because when we think about mental health, the knee jerk reaction is not anything male or masculine, as it were. I think that society has indoctrinated us to believe that men are here to just be providers and caretakers and be emotionless and not express and not do anything, which puts us at the most risk of suffering from mental health issues. You know what I mean? So, like, having this month is very, very important for that very reason. There are so many of us out here that are dealing with a multitude of things. And when we think about mental health, we think about I just really appreciate the fact that we are in an age now where mental health is being discussed and taken serious a whole lot more.
Mhm.
And when we think about that, and we think about the things that we've learned over, I will say, what, maybe like the past 6, 7 years, maybe, when people have gotten really serious about mental health, and having therapists and things like that, we've learned so much about emotional trauma and things like trauma bonding, stuff that we had never heard of before. All of these things are very important in day to day life, especially for men, because it's not promoted for men to talk about these things. So
Exactly.
I really think that it's super dope to have this month. And what can we do more of? Talk about it more, get it out there, make it part of the daily conversation. Because if we think about a lot of the stuff that we go through, most of it is in the mind. You know, I think about, just right off the top, so many of us are obsessed with our image, and people are out here trying to lose weight and look fantastic, and people getting on the table and all of this other stuff. But all of that stuff is really like locked in here. You know, we think about diet, we think about eating and stuff like that. It's crazy how hard it is for us to deal with like food addictions and the way that we consume food and stuff like that. But it's really a mind over matter thing. I really marvel at people that do this. Like, when they talk about eating, some people say that I eat to live, I don't live to eat, which is a mindset that, it sounds very simple, but it's easier said than done. But even that, it's a mindset. If you train your mind to feel a certain way about something, then you get different results. But so many of us struggle with it. It's like, how do you deal with that? Have
Right.
conversations about that to make it a reality, to like give it a face, make it tangible so that you can start dealing with those things.
Yeah, there's some statistics I have here. 75% of all suicides are male. 25% of men live with a mental illness. Um, so yeah, like it's so basically they're saying 25,000 men every year basically take their lives. And then they broke it down to week 10,096 per week, 1,442 per day, 60 men every hour. So it's crazy. But we talk about men, but I think also if we really break it down, it's been harder, and that's why I want to speak on it more. So people of color, men of color, are not afraid, because let's be real, black men, Spanish men, is most men, but especially men of color, have been conditioned to,
Caribbean
oh,
men.
you're a man. You know what I mean? Black, you don't go to therapy. Like, let's be real. Black family, Spanish family. Oh, eso, terapia, que eso? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's especially the old school, our grandparents, great grandparents. So I love the change, and Melanie, you could jump in too, like, because growing up Dominican, you know how it is, that machismo and stuff, like.
Yeah, there's a
um
lot of misogynistic tendencies that we grew up believing. And me as a woman, I grew up in a household where I would see my dad, or I would hear my dad tell my brother You shouldn't be crying. Get up. You're like, just walk it off. You're fine. And not be very emotional. And you have to align yourself when you get older. Obviously, therapy helps, but you got to align yourself with people that are going to let you have your emotions freely. I know people that suffer from depression that are men. And I know, unfortunately, a lot of men who have committed suicide. And it's really sad that it's almost like okay for women to voice their emotions and like be told like, yeah, you guys need mental health breaks because you women are very emotional. But if a guy needs it, it's almost seen as he's like a pansy, a wuss, or a coward, or like he's feminine, and that's not good. That's we need to break that stigma.
Or he's soft. That's another word I hear a lot. Soft. He's soft.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I definitely wanted to get your a take on it because it's something that again throughout we've been doing this 4 years now, and it's something that I've always liked to talk about and highlight and stuff. So, but to lighten things up a little bit, I want to ask you: have you been keeping? Okay, first it's like a 2-in-1 question. Your thoughts on season 16, RuPaul's Drag Race, and then your current thoughts on All Stars. Because I think Melanie, you're watching, but I think you had your opinions maybe on it first. But Marlon, let me know what you thought about 16 overall and currently All Stars 9.
Oh my God, it's so crazy because they're happening so frequently now. Like I feel like I can't keep up. Like you said, season 16, and it almost feel like it was so long ago, but it was literally only a few months ago. Mm-hmm. And it's crazy. So I'm like, okay, so who won season 16 again? I can't remember right now. It wasn't Saphira. It was
Willow Pill. And
no.
You went way back.
Oh, I went way back.
Nymphia win.
Nymphia win. Okay, here we go. Got it. I'm back. Melanie, agreed and noted. So RuPaul's Drag Race, though I love the show, I've literally been watching it since the very first season.
Yep.
I just feel like we are in a space where reality TV is not reality TV anymore. Mm-hmm. They are creating these scenarios, and it's very reflective of how people are on social media now and all this other stuff, blah, 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 whatever. But season 16 was okay. I wasn't super crazy about it. The person that I wanted to win did not win.
Who did you want to win?
Which was?
Saphira.
Yeah.
Saphira was my winner.
Let's say it on the count of 3. We were both going to say the same
thing. Yeah, and no shade to Nymphia. Like, I love her too. But again, this season, they're so heavy on the production. They are so heavy on it. And it's like, you get these girls out, and then I feel like they already know who they want to win, and then they just build the story around that. Mm-hmm. And it's been happening so frequently now, like you can almost call it as soon as the season starts. I remember a time where I feel like when I started watching Drag Race, the first like maybe 5 or 6 seasons, maybe I want to say up to 8 when Bob won. I was like really invested. There weren't too many seasons that were kind of like lackluster for me. Right. But it used to be a time where like I could watch the promo and I could call the winner from the promo. Like the first time I ever did that was with Bianca. That promo was so sickening. But when they cut to that shot, she was sitting in the library and tearing up papers. So I was like, this is the girl that's going to win. I see it. But 16, the season was just, it was all right. Yeah. It was cute for what it was. This All-Star season,
they're not even getting money. They're just competing for like charity.
It is for charity. To be real, they're also getting money. They're just not showing up there with those expensive gowns, everything they're making, their time away from gigs. They're getting money. They're giving money to charity, but they're getting money. Trust me.
Yeah, the rumor is that they got like this entry package of money to like get their looks and stuff together since they weren't winning any money. And all of their like money is going to charity or whatever. Yeah. But I mean, it's cute, but again, it's like, first of all, the cast is very odd.
Yeah, it's very odd.
It's a very odd cast. And I felt like I was talking to one of my friends and I was like, if they're gonna do a all-star season and you are donating all the winnings to charity, wouldn't it have been awesome for this to be the Miss Congeniality season of All Stars?
Exactly.
All of the congenial queens donating to charity. The fans have wanted it forever. It would have been so perfect to have that be the season. And I feel like the girls that are congenial would have been even more entertaining because they're all the queens that we obviously already love, aside from when they started like letting the girls vote for Miss Congeniality. And then on top of that, by them competing for charity, to watch the congenial girls like develop drama with each other would have been even more interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, producer.
Come on, producer. I was just gonna say the whole producing thing.
You know,
That I knew that the later seasons, like the most recent seasons, have been overly produced. When you got drag queens like making a joke about it, Candy, producer, Muse, it's crazy. And then also Nymphia, the reason why, Charlie, I really didn't like the fact that she won is because I feel like she produced herself to be like, oh, what was me? I'm a victim. I don't know anything. Oh, I'm so stressed. I'm afraid. And then lights, camera, action. Like, that's produced. I don't like that. I like the campy, old-fashioned queens. Bring those bitches back.
and see, like I didn't really have too much of a problem with Nymphia at first. But I also feel like, to your point, Melanie, it was really interesting the character that she chose. Like she was real like stereotypical Asian, where it's like, oh my God, first of all, okay, I'm a beauty queen, I'm a look queen. But oh my God, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it. I'm so stressed out. I don't know if I'm gonna be great. And then all of a sudden you're great at everything. And we've seen this type of Asian character in media, like in so many places. So for her to like kind of play to that, it was real strange. And then it was like, if you weren't like, she was good, but it just wasn't enough for me from her. Like I just, and she kind of fell to the background. If she wasn't on the runway with a look, I really forgot about her. So I don't know. But again, it's one of those things where it's like, you know who you want to win and you build the story around them. And but I will say, even though Sapphira did not win, I can appreciate being her a runner-up, because what happens is, if you notice, in Drag Race history, there are only a handful of girls that have actually won the crown that still have a career. The runners-up and the stars, personalities of the show are usually the ones that get the most notoriety and the most fame after the show. And you can ask any of the girls. Most of the girls say the real race starts after the show is over.
That's true.
So here we are. You know, Nymphia has a great message. She's good for the brand as far as a winner is concerned. But I feel like Sapphira is one of the girls that will go far and wide and become actually critically acclaimed and famous if she puts her work into it, because people love her.
No, listen, I love it. There was a few people that this season for me I thought was good. It was back to kind of like old forms. The last few seasons were so repetitive and queens that looked like other queens from the past. This season was a little fresh, and I told Melanie that. But you know, even with a little bit of the drama, what's her name? The girl from Boston. Look, we're forgetting the name already.
Plain Jane.
Plain Jane, like to have like that bitch, because you know the earlier seasons always had that one girl.
Like, girl, you are not Katya. Let me go. Whatever her name is.
Kind of like the early season feels, right? Katya wannabe. They're both. But you know, it was a refreshing season. I liked it, and there was a lot of queens that were very good. Like even the Barbara Streisand one. Like I thought she would get further, but got eliminated. I like this season. I love the from the
Plasma.
Yeah. I love the season. From like, there was a few people I love from the split. They need to stop doing those damn 2 split episodes with 7 girls. I can't stand when they do that. I get what they're trying to do, like to like make them stand out, but no, stop doing that, Rue. But Sapphira was one that I liked, and I told you, Melanie, it was hard for me going into it. I'm like, ugh. And then as we narrowed it down, I'm like, everyone but Plain Jane. I don't care who wins, but
I have a wild take. And you may gag at this, but I feel like RuPaul has girls that are constantly like sending out tapes, right? And I think he has an archive, and it's full of the same people over and over. Like, what was her name? Nina West. She auditioned 9 times.
Sophia Cristal auditioned a while too for years.
I think Saphira auditioned like 11 or like between 11
That's
and 13
insane.
times.
But
Yeah.
I feel like the moment that Sasha Colby was asked to be on, after that, they were like, all right, we're hang it up. Anyone can win at this point. Even though I don't think I like
And
Sasha Colby. We went to go see her. We went to do the Sasha experience. I left early, but that's a story for another day. Um, but I feel like people hyped her up so much for being on RuPaul's Drag Race. Then
Come
now
on,
it's
give it to
like,
me.
all
Give
right,
it
so
to me.
who else is a local talent that is up to her caliber that we should have come on? Nobody.
I mean, but see, even Sasha's season, I was very disappointed
Yeah.
because, like I said over on our network, we were talking about it, and I was like, the thing about that season for me with Sasha Colby is that they hyped her up so
Yep.
much.
I
Like
already
they
knew she was gonna win. She was the Raven
legendary.
of her
She's
season.
everything. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So she got on,
Or
and I was like,
Raja.
I felt like she edged me the whole season. I was waiting for this. I just knew she was going to get on there, and she was going to be the best at everything. Nobody was ever going to be able to get over her.
Mhm.
Nobody was going to be able to breathe in the room. Nothing, and she did not give me
She
that.
didn't. She just
I,
gave
I
looks
didn't
to
get
me.
that. And like she's beautiful, she's talented in her own right, but she just was not all that to me. Everything that they hyped her up to be was not what I got. It
Yeah.
just wasn't. I wasn't really like wowed by her all season.
Who was the runner up?
Anitra.
Oh yeah, last season, yeah.
Oh,
Anisha.
Nisha was alright.
Remember
And Anitra was cool.
that
She's
fucking duck?
another thing that irritated me as a ballroom kid, but we'll talk about that at another time. But like for Anitra, I liked Anitra. She gave me another one of my favorite lip syncs of all time. But other than
Yeah.
that, it was just kind of like she was
Anitra
just
didn't
okay.
have the personality. Like she showed it later on, but she didn't really have the drag
True.
race winner personality.
Yeah, the charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and
Nerve
talent.
and talent,
Yeah.
yes.
I
But
think
they
Sasha became like a winner because she's cute, she's like flirty, all that stuff. But like she was the Raja of her season. Everyone knew she was gonna win. I'm
but
sorry.
even still, like the thing about that is the producer's hand was so heavy on that season too. Because if
Yeah.
you look at who ended up in the last two, they produced both of them to get to that moment. Here we are, we got Sasha Colby, who's the fiercest of them all. She's another openly trans competitor, which is something that the fan base talks about all the time, which is very important. We get it. But then if you think about it, they had Anitra do the lip sync Lollapalooza, and they made her battle everybody until the very end, until she became the winner of that. So then they built her up as the lip sync assassin, and Sasha Colby is also a lip sync assassin. So we got to bring them to the end to make this grand finale of the two baddest bitches to lip sync to battle it out for the crown, even though we know that we're going to give it to Sasha because everyone is expecting Sasha
Yeah.
because Sasha is the
Rigor
icon.
Mortis.
It's too
That
much.
that actually reminds me of the latest season with Charlie. You were so bothered by the lip sync with the two Miami chicks.
I was gonna talk about it, but then I was gonna talk about it.
What's her name?
Morphine, Love
Morphine.
Dion, and
She looks like a
Maya
gnome.
Maya Iman LePage.
Hey,
Maya Iman LePage looks like a gnome in your front lawn.
I'm sorry, but no. Maya Iman LePage should have won versus.
No, she shouldn't. Doing
more-
stunts like that, girl. This is not the circus. That is not. That does not call for a good lip sync battle. I am so sorry.
Wait,
Yeah.
no,
Take that shit to
she went
Palace.
against Morphine. She went against
No, she went against Morphine
did.
because they amped that up too.
Lollapalooza.
No,
Did
not
it?
the Lollapalooza. It
Not the
was
Lollapalooza, but
That's
they're
what I mean. It was produced and rigged at the Lollapalooza because it was LePage versus that other bitch from Brooklyn who went home like mad.
but the last battle,
her name?
well,
Megami. I actually thought
Megami.
that Megami did a good job at
She did. She did.
Lollapalooza.
I gotta agree. But they put Morphine and Maya up against each other in the lip sync Lollapalooza, and Morphine whooped her, and rightfully so, because this is my thing about Maya. Okay, so we know she's a viral sensation. We've seen her on TikTok. She does all the flips, all the things. But that was her entire personality. She had nothing else.
No acting,
Nothing else. She couldn't act.
Uniqueness in her core talent.
She couldn't host anything. She couldn't sew. She couldn't even glue gun nothing. She had Saphira make her whole look. It was just like all you got is flips. And even though like she's a good performer, a great one, she is not. Because when like every lip sync doesn't call for gymnastics.
Yeah, exactly. Like, are you gonna lip sync? Are you gonna do twirling to a gymnastics to like a love song, like a not a lullaby, but like a slow song? I'm sorry, like to Celine Dion or to Aretha Franklin. No, I'm sorry.
Right.
I didn't
It's Latrice Royale and Kenya Michaels all over again.
Oh my god.
Listen,
That was hilarious.
Yeah, that was. I want to ask you and get into some of the things you got going on. And I love the names of these two shows as well. Go Get the Belt and Don't Get Me Started. I love that. Let's first talk about what Go Get the Belt is about, and then you can tell us about Don't Get Me Started.
Okay, so Go Get the Belt, which was a title that Chase Cassidy, who is like the CEO of the Sweet Talkers Network that I'm on, came up with. And excuse me, Go Get the Belt is basically me grabbing things from social media that irritate me and just I have to go on a rant about it. And it's literally a short of me grabbing these topics and these ideas and giving my take on folks to go get the belt. Like, you doing too much. We're gonna go get the belt so you can get your ass whooped right now because
not today.
No, we're not. We're not doing this. That's what that one's all about.
What would you say real quick before Don't Get Me Started? Something real quick at the top of your head that's irritating you with social media. Let's go.
Get the belt for what?
Oh, you know who needs to go get the belt right now? Have you all seen the video of the white woman that used the N-word on her
yes,
TikTok?
on TikTok? I stayed up last night watching that, and I was like, this fucking bitch. And I found her LinkedIn, but it's already deactivated.
Yes. So she got fired, but then she had the nerve to go on Twitter and say thank you to Black Americans for being the puppets that you are. You launched my new political career, and we know that's what's going to happen. So my Go Get the Belt would be for her, not necessarily for her, because we see people do stuff this like engagement fishing and clickbait and stuff like that. People are doing that so much now. Like even people that I'm going to get the belt for have been some clickbait situations. But I would really put it on our Black and brown community to stop. We got to go get the belt. We have to stop allowing people to push us to these narratives, because now what's going to happen is this girl is going to end up on conservative media everywhere, any and everywhere at some point, spewing more rhetoric, more like stupid shit. It's going to happen. Like she got fired, which is cool, whatever. We won't have to see if she got her TikTok banned. She won't be back on TikTok for however long we have TikTok.
Right.
Because of that crazy crap. But anyway, but like all of that stuff is gone, but she's going to pop up on somebody's news platform somewhere, MSNBC, Fox News. Who Because clearly you can be a convicted felon. Go get the belt for him too. Because what like there's so much. So this is what happens.
Who needs the belt too? You guys watch Power, right? I haven't watched in a while. Or not Power, Ghost. I stopped watching it, but the James St. Patrick's son, I forgot, Michael Rainey Jr. Did you see how he got sexually assaulted by
on live
this girl?
It was a sister of one of the actors,
of a streamer, streamer. I think his name's Ty Lil. I forgot, but that is so wild and disrespectful, and it's disgusting. And I'm glad that he's gonna press charges because.
Is he gonna press charges?
He said he's gonna press charges.
And I wouldn't even go get the belt for the girl. I would be going to get the belt for 50 Cent. Because you saw what he said about it.
What did
Oh,
he
when,
say?
He downplayed it. He said he's fine. He didn't get sexually assaulted. He's all right. He'll be back to work soon.
and that's the problem. Listen, that's the problem. That's the problem because, like, I'm like Michael Rainey said himself. If it was opposite and he
If it
did
was
it
a
to a
woman.
female, or in general, when men do it to a female, grab him by the pussy, Donald Trump, like it's a big ordeal. Like it's huge. Me too. You're canceled. You're fired. But it made me think this situation. I thought about it last night when I seen it. I'm like, when men do it, and I have to insert gay men into this because at the clubs, I'm talking about at the clubs from when you're at the clubs and eat like just like nothing. And I think, speaking for myself, I've gotten used to it. Like, okay, this is what gay men do, like touching
Y'all
your
got the
dick.
puppy hole.
Passing by. It's crowded and you're getting your dick grabbed, you're getting your ass grabbed or smacked or squeezed. That could be sexual assault. Or it is in a sense.
Not even could be. It is. It
It
is.
It is. And it's like, I thought about it and I'm like, wow, it's different how like it all depends category. If it was a woman, it would be this, but like, yet women do it to men. It's like, and then especially, and again, us gay men do it all the time. While we like, especially in the club or a bar. So it's a little wild to me.
Yeah, but see, that all goes back to why mental health needs to be talked about, because we are expected to be okay with things like that because we are sexual deviants. We're naturally sexual. We're always horny, so we always want stuff like that. We don't mind, and then you're supposed to be a man about it. Brush it off. If she squirrels on your dick, then it's all right. She just likes you, like stuff like. Yeah, that's why all that stuff is important, because the fact that we even have to go, maybe it's sexual assault, even though it's the textbook definition of what sexual assault is, just speaks volumes. It's crazy.
Now tell us about Don't Get Me Started.
Okay, so Don't Get Me Started is more or less kind of a long form of Go Get the Belt sometimes, but I was inspired by things that I see people talk about every day online. If you think about rolling around on gay Twitter, the gays come up with subjects that just kind of recycle over and over again. And I'm like, y'all talk about this too much. We need to have a conversation. I'm like, don't get me started on this. So things like that, and also other things that roll around in my brain, things that I think about on a daily basis, just a place for me to come and have a conversation with the folks so that we can get into it and like really dissect and break these things down.
Awesome. Well, and where could everyone, I mean, at the end of the show, we're going to ask you again, but where could everyone catch the shows? Like, where's the streaming? Where could they catch it?
Yeah, so you can catch Go Get the Belt on Instagram. So on Instagram, you'll find it on like 3 different pages, because the Sweet Talkers, it's the Sweet Talkers on Instagram is our network. So you'll find them there. And then also you'll find them on my 2 pages. I have a page for Don't Get Me Started, and I think that's DG_MS24. I think that's it. But that's the Instagram. And then my Instagram, lovin_me_MC10. So that's where you can find that. But Don't Get Me Started, you can find that on YouTube. And it's the Sweet Talkers Network. So you can find it there.
I love Go Get the Belt because you be having like the most candid things, like popping your head out from the refrigerator and then you're just going on a whole ramble about something. I'm like, in the comments, how dare he?
Listen, and that's what it's all about. We can have that conversation and just chop it up, because we be thinking about this stuff all the time, but we rarely get the chance to say it.
Exactly. Now, Melanie, I know you have we love to play games here, but the good games, not the bad games. So I know you have a game for Marlin.
I got a trivia game. It's not just for Marlin, it's for you too. You guys will go head to head together. We're gonna celebrate Pride in a way. So these are general Pride trivia questions and Pride history also.
Oh boy.
So I'm gonna start you guys off easy. Obviously, in which month is Pride Month celebrated?
June.
Correct. What event does Pride Month commemorate?
Stonewall riots.
Yeah, Stonewall.
Okay. What year was the first official Pride parade held? Think like disco era.
1976.
You were close, but
72?
no, 1970.
I was
Uh,
even
That didn't have to
closer.
be that specific.
if you
What
wanted the
is,
price, you would have won.
what is the name of the legendary ballroom competitions that has categories such as Vogue, realness,
Ball,
face,
ballroom?
and serves as and serves as a critical space for expression within the LGBTQ plus community, particularly among Black and Latino individuals?
It's
Ballroom.
ballroom.
House
Ballroom.
ball.
House ball.
Mm.
Can tell this is a very coded game. We'll
Yes.
give them that one.
It's
Is it
ballroom to us because we are
Right.
accustomed to being in the balls,
Because
honey.
it's called
But
ballroom, but house
house
Yeah.
ball, that
ball.
was okay. All right, y'all.
This I didn't know this, but this is pretty cool. Which U.S. president declared June as Pride Month for the first time? He was a
Obama.
cool president. No.
It was earlier than that.
Yeah. Think
I
back.
feel
He was
like,
down with the blacks.
is it Bill Clinton?
Yes, it is.
I
Bill
was
Clinton.
just
Damn, I'm
saying,
good.
What
Wow, I
is
did
the
not know that.
purpose? And a lot of people be going to the parades, but nobody understands the purpose of a pride parade. What is the purpose of pride parades?
To celebrate the diversity and liberation of the LGBTQ community.
Pretty much to celebrate LGBTQ plus culture and community and to advocate for equal rights and acceptance.
Yes.
Which country was the first country to legalize same-sex marriage?
Canada.
Oh my God.
It's in Europe.
Oh.
Is it?
I'll give you another clue. They're very not advanced, they're more modernized, obviously. They legalize other things.
Oh, wait. I think I know what it is. It's a place I was considering for my birthday, I think.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The Netherlands.
Way before us. I'm gonna give it to you.
Really?
The Netherlands. In 2001.
Amsterdam,
Wow.
right?
Amsterdam is the capital. The Netherlands is the country.
Netherlands. Okay,
Did not know that. The more you know.
So this was interesting and kind of, yeah. What does the pink triangle symbol represent in the context of the LGBTQ plus history?
I know the pink
Kinda
triangle
sad.
was part of the Act Up campaign. And I feel like it is. I know Act Up was more about the HIV and AIDS epidemic.
Mhm. So, actually, originally, it was used by the Nazis to identify homosexuals in concentration camps. And then it was later reclaimed as a symbol of gay pride and remembrance, which ACT UP came forward afterwards.
Got it.
So,
Wow. Didn't know that.
Look at this early today.
Last one. Which city hosts one of the largest and most famous pride parades in the world?
Los Angeles.
No. It's not in the United States. What?
You said one of the largest?
Yeah, one of the largest and most famous pride parades in the world. I'll give you guys a hint.
It is between two places for me, but give me this hint.
If I give you a hint, it's like going to be so obvious. It's a Latin country.
Brazil?
Yes.
I knew
Sao
it.
Paulo, Brazil.
Brazil.
Your gay card was not revoked. Good
Thank
job.
you. I got to keep my reputation, baby, as the gay go-to. Listen.
But listen, it is Pride, and I know Melanie has some questions for it. Like we were talking about,
Yeah.
you know, our go-to stuff. So ask us.
So during Pride, I just feel this like happiness because I feel like people are having a pep in their step. They can be themselves. They can like walk around, and also the weather gets better because it's not doom and gloom. What artist do you find yourself listening to more during Pride? Because if you notice, a lot of good music comes out during Pride. Break My Soul came out during Pride, what, a couple of years ago? Beyonce's Break My Soul.
Mhm.
Padam from Kylie Minogue.
Last year.
Um, yeah. So, what artists do you like think about or listen to mostly when you think about Pride? I could go first as an example.
Mhm.
For some reason, it's not like I listened to her and Charlie was laughing at me, but like Azealia Banks, she
Very
got
gay
some
coded.
fucking bops.
Yes, she does. My problematic fave. Love her,
She's
but she gets on my nerves.
problematic as hell. I hate you, Fat Lizzo, but this girl, her
Terrible.
music, I'm like pumping down the street. Like
Mhm.
it's the shit.
Listen, Azealia Banks is honestly like if
It's for the
people,
gays.
I know she's problematic. She got her issues, but baby, that woman right there got some music for that ass. I'm sorry. If people just take some time to listen to that music, and it is very gay, very
Yeah.
very gay. Like if it wasn't for her mouth,
Hmm.
the time and the era that we're in right now, she would have definitely been on Renaissance. She would have definitely been leading the charge of like the resurgence of rap and house music. Like because
Mm,
back in like the late 80s when people like Queen Latifah were doing it and stuff like
mm,
that, where we were infusing rap and house,
Yeah.
this resurgence, Azealia would have been at the forefront. She would have been
Yep.
Grammys, trophies, all types of stuff. She would have been featured on everybody's shit. This was her time, but
Yeah.
that
Her
mouth.
personality fucked it up. Her personality ruined her music like
it's
caliber.
kind of isn't she a Gemini? Is she a Gemini too?
I was just about to ask you what she is, but you guys can go ahead and say your people
Look that
while
up.
I
I
look
think
that up.
so.
What would you, for me? I know you asked me earlier, and
Oh,
I know
May
you said
31st.
Gemini, right? Yeah, I knew she. Yeah, I knew she was a Gemini. The female Kanye West. Anyways, my my. Let's be real. But mine, I would say it changes. Like, what song have I been listening to a lot? Like right now. Okay, so this year going
For
into Pride
you.
thing, like I'm stuck on Leanne Pinnock. Well, Leanne, but her last name's Pinnock from Little Mix. She's doing her whole solo thing, which is featuring Ira Star, My Love. That song's been stuck, and then my girl,
Dua Lipa.
no, well, no, not Dua Lipa so much, and then Anita Double Team, which is such a
Mm.
slutty, but yeah, I mean, more stuff, but those songs have been stuck on my playlist, and I mean, we're already in June, so I know I'm not gonna stop playing.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
for me this year. Last year was Padam Padam. I was listening to that a lot. Um, yeah. What about you? What's your like your go to?
Oh my God. I don't know that I have a specific artist that I listen to around Pride season all the time.
Mm.
Being a Chicago native, born and raised, I listen to house music all the time, but it gets really deep during Pride because it's when I want
Same.
to move and it's when I want to get into the things. But this Pride season, there are two songs that have been on repeat since they dropped. Number one is K Tronada featuring Duran Bernard, Weird. Oh my
I
God.
haven't
First of
heard that one.
all,
I love Kate Tronado.
you gotta get into it. K Tronada just released another album. It's gonna be the album of the
Yeah.
summer. I'm just ready for it. I'm ready for it.
Same.
It's great. It's great. It's great. But that song with Duran Bernard, and Duran Bernard is another just a force. I love him so much. And he is part of the community. He makes amazing music. But that song,
Oh, I love
Weird,
Duran Bernard. He's the one that sings "I'm
yes.
a bad bitch."
Mango Butter. I'm a bad bitch. Yes.
Yes.
Love him. He is so good. If you ever get the chance to see him live,
Mhm.
insane. He's actually performing live at the LGBT Center this Saturday. And it's
Where is it?
free. They're having a block party. It's in Manhattan. Yeah.
Are
They're
you
having a block
going?
party over there. I am, yes.
I'll be in the DM. I need to get out of the house. Oh, I can't. We can't hear you. Fix that audio, child.
There we go. I got it. I
And the
touched my
second,
mic. That's what it was. I touched that mic. Yes. But then the other one, mind you, this song was already out and it was already one of my faves. But Victoria Monet just dropped the video for All Right.
I
And
love
it
that
is
song.
the gayest, most fantastic video.
Produced it.
Yes, he did.
Bitch,
All of his
that is
queer
my
representation
shit.
making music. Have you watched the video yet?
Of course, I watched the video. I was gonna say Victoria Monet, but I spoke about Victoria Monet all fucking winter. So I needed to give her a break, and I've been on Azalea New Bottega Prada.
Yes, that's my song.
Oh my god, yes, I love
Listen.
Victoria Monet. I am so sad that I did not see her here. I think she performed at the like Terminal 5 or something like that. I should have seen her, and the tickets were not even that much.
Yeah, she's a force, man. I'm so glad that she's getting like all of the accolades and the recognition that she deserves, because she's really an amazing
There would be
artist.
no Ariana Grande, Charlie, if it wasn't for Victoria Monet. All that flow and all that blackness that Ariana had. Well, she don't have it no more.
She wrote for her, right?
She wrote for her, yeah.
That pen is crazy.
That pen is crazy. Yes, all
crazy.
Right. Ooh, I love that song.
That song is them two. I need to hit them in the club. Heavy rotation during Pride. I need to hear it. I need to hear it. I need to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw somebody do. Somebody did. Oh my God! Somebody did a mashup of the Duran Bernard and Kaytranada song "Weird" with "Pure Honey" by Beyonce. Blew my wing back, baby. Oh my God! I just I love music. But yes, those are my two favorite songs. Those are going to be my songs of the summer so far. Last year was New Bottega. That was one of my songs of the summer last year. Also a song that I thought was going to make it to the summer that kind of fizzled out was Ariana Grande's Yes and.
Yes, and I thought it would have more longevity.
I agree. I love that song when it came out, and it was replayed. I replayed it a lot, and I was listening to it a lot for a few weeks, and the same thing with me. It fizzled out. She knows. She jokes about it a lot, and other people do too in my life.
I had a conversation with someone that Mariah, when she got on the remix,
terrible.
Oh,
not even that, but like she was so flat compared to the sound that Ariana. Ariana was louder, and Mariah was like her levels were down here. Like pump her up.
I believe Mariah duets and features. She's on another feature. Who's the girl? The most recent remix feature she did of a song. Oh, Ming Ling. What? Not Ming Ling. Come on, help me out.
I forgot the name, but I know you're talking about. Wait.
That's gonna bother me. But listen, Mariah Carey needs to stop. I'm gonna put her up.
Well, see, my thing is, while you're looking for it, my thing is with that remix, that was not the song to put Mariah on for that duet. It just wasn't. Like, it wasn't. The energy wasn't right to have Mariah on it. It wasn't powerful enough, and they were too similar in tone to even distinguish who was singing half the time.
Yeah,
I didn't like it. I do like the extended mix of Yes and better.
Me too.
Though. That extended mix is nasty.
Yep. And also, I don't know if you've been listening. I mean, with RuPaul, we were just talking about RuPaul for such a long time, but Star Baby is my jam, and Cake and Candy.
Everybody likes Cake and Candy, and I do not like that song. I think it's so corny.
I think it's cute.
Yeah, did you hear that? Muni Long.
Money Long.
Money Long.
Long. Mariah?
Yeah, it just came out like 2 weeks ago. She's on the remix.
She's on the remix of that Twin song. Like, how old is that?
That's why I don't know nothing about it. I can't stand that song.
I can't stand that song.
You hear Mariah Carey, like, okay, Mariah, you're like, doing the remixes with these girls, but then you listen to it and you expect a certain thing, and it's just like blah.
Mm-hmm. You know who just came out with an album? Do you like Charlie
XCX?
Whatever.
CXX?
XCX.
We know it.
Right. I don't know enough about her. If you played her music right now, I would not.
She got a few songs that, like, if I hear, I'm like, okay, I know who she is, but like, I've never gone into her. But she's like a gay icon.
I'll let you know right now. Iggy Azalea. I'm so fancy.
Yeah.
That chorus. That's Charlie.
Oh.
Yeah. I think she's more bigger in the UK, maybe.
Probably.
She's from the UK, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That's why.
Yeah.
But listen, what a great show we've had. Before we go, I want you and thank you for coming on. I would like
Thank
you're
you for
someone.
having me, y'all.
No, you're someone like again, Melanie.
We right
I
here.
love people that talk about so many things, and it's like, oh my god, he talks about like so many things. So you're someone that could come on anytime. We would love to have you on again and just cut it up. But before we go, where could our people that listen to us and support us find you and support you and follow you? Name all those places. This is the time for you to sell yourself like a whore in church.
Listen, and what a great place to start because they're so nasty there. So all
Yes.
right, y'all. So you can find me all across the interwebs. You can find episodes of Go Get the Belt on Instagram. If you follow the Sweet Talkers Network, please follow us on Instagram at It's the Sweet Talkers. It's you spell it out just how it sounds. And then also there, if you can follow DG underscore MS24 on Instagram, that is the Don't Get Me Started Instagram. Also, you can find the show Don't Get Me Started on YouTube at the Sweet Talkers Network. It's the Sweet Talkers over there. Usually the episodes drop on Fridays. I'll be taking breaks sometimes, y'all. I'll be getting real burnt out. The internet is a very dreadful place. It's stressful. I'll be needing to take a step back, but I give you the materials. Go Get the Belt. Those are released sporadically. Whenever I find something that irritates my soul, you will see my face on the screen. If you go to the page, the Don't Get Me Started Instagram page, you can find all of the Go Get the Belts. You can go back and rewatch them, share them, like, comment, subscribe. Marlin reacts to comments. I get in the comments with everybody. I talk. I like to have the conversation. That is a whole thing. So listen, go and find me on those places. Run it up. And I hope that y'all enjoy it because I have such a really good time like making it for everybody.
We'll definitely tag all those things when we on our stories and stuff so people could see it and follow you and
Thank
check
you.
it out. Thank you so much for coming on. You could find us. Make sure a simple like is free. Make sure to follow, subscribe, like all that good stuff. YouTube, Facebook, and stream the very next day wherever you catch your favorite podcast, Spotify, Apple, iHeart, all those great places. A rate again is free and it means a lot. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another week. Tune in next week. We have singer Jordan Calais joining us. It's going to be a great show. We thank you guys so much. Adios. Thank you for watching. Make sure to follow, like, share, subscribe, everything the Inner Circle podcast, and catch us every Wednesday live at 8 p.m. on YouTube and Facebook.